Another driver making his first start. He'll line up 23rd next to Nigel Stock, the Englishman there in 24th. Dave Huckleberry, our very own, lines up 25th next to Dalton Hayes there in the Stacey Compton inspired machine. That's 26th for him. Kurt Gibson lines up in 27th in the number 88 next to Andrew Witt in the 67. Marker Bilas lines up in 29th next to Josh Adams. He's going to be race controlling, so that car will not start the race. Ashley Dodgson, 31st. Samuel Malone, 32nd. 33rd is going to be Connor Thompson. 34th. Oh, actually, it's all messed up here, but it's going to be Harrison Italian there. All drivers that did not actually take a time in qualifying.
And these guys ready to roll here. Going to be interesting all night long. The track will change. It's kind of the big thing with dirt racing. And I'm going to be excited to see what these guys do here, Cam. This is going to be kind of wild. I didn't really see too much of practice, not before the track got all slick, but I think we're in for a show. I'm going to be honest here.
Oh, absolutely. Always fun to watch dirt racing with these kind of stock cars because absolutely can 100% confirm they are not built for them at all. So these cars, they generally drive pretty horribly around places like this, and that's kind of why you see great racing because they just really don't do this that well. So going to be seeing a lot of sloppiness, a lot of rear end wiggling, a lot of just a lot of contact here as we get going green here. The pace truck about to make the hard left turn onto pit road.
Have fun, take it easy. Remember the new EOL thing is in tonight. And
yeah, I think I'm ready to die.
Here in the drivers throw up some messages of support and good luck here, but there it is. The green flag is out. Everybody sideways out of turn number 4. We're 3 wide already going down into turn number 1. Battle for the lead is between Westergreen and Hanshaw. Westergreen on the outside line. Looks like he has the momentum. He's going to easily take that position from Hanshaw. Going to bring the number 12 of Dominic Wright along with him too. The battle's going to be between Hanshaw and Wright. Right now, Wright on that outside line, going to get the big run there already a couple laps in. Outside looking like it's the line to beat here, Ty.
Oh, Dominic Wright going to run the top side, cut down to the middle. He's going to give David Westergreen a challenge, looking for a slider through turns 3 and 4. Dominic Wright to the lead with a huge move. So yellow's out.
I think that's a Nabnet in turn number 3. Spun around, gets it pointed straight, but getting the yellows out here early on. Not a great sign. Considering what we've seen on Elite Racing Network here the last few days, it's been a rough week of racing here, but we'll go ahead and see what happens here. It was actually 22 of Hardcastle was already sideways before they even got to the corner. Jaden Racimas gets involved, and oh my goodness, Ty, we do have brakes on these race cars, I am pretty sure. That was a bit interesting there. I think Dylan Haver might have been the culprit there.
Oh, good God. Oh, God. Okay.
Lots of drivers that just sort of chose to be a part of the wreck when they didn't have to be. I will say brakes on dirt tracks don't work as well, but really not a lot of attempt was made to slow down there on board here with a Nabnet. You can see that Hardcastle getting turned around by Dylan Haver and then just complete chaos behind as they all pile into it.
I think what kind of starts it is Racimas is not expecting an Nabnet to move, and when an Nabnet fires off and slides back down the racetrack, it kind of puts him in a weird spot where he's going to kind of end up in the middle of the racetrack, and everybody else is just kind of there. But like you said, I mean, you kind of see what the brakes do for Connor Thompson there. It's going to turn that truck around, or turn that car around. Sorry, and it's gonna stop it. It's not going to be comfortable, but it does stop it. And those guys in the back not able to do anything, but they're not going to get a whole lot of damage fixed either. This place is not very friendly to the caution time. So
you can already see we are already getting back going green here, which is a good thing, objectively speaking. We are green flag, got good restart there for Dominic Wright on the bottom. It's going to be a battle for second between 3 cars, actually. Watson, Westergreen, and Hanshaw all going at it. Westergreen going to win out on that middle line. So right now the battling is for about 5th on the back. Looks like Dylan Haver, the one there on the extreme bottom of the racetrack. And even though the outside line looking to be too quick, or it's looking to be the quick line here, you know, Ty, it usually is kind of the case of these dirt tracks. If you go where they're not, you usually can make up some time.
Absolutely, and I tell you right now, Dominic Wright is making that outside lane work. You see, he's kind of using that cushion about center of the way through the corner. He's kind of cutting it down the racetrack. He's doing a great job so far. A couple guys that I also would say are really good at these wacky combinations, just with the things that they've ran in the past. David Westergreen, James Watson, second and third. And then you've got Kyle Hanshaw, a pole sitter. He's fallen off just a little bit. I think he's more of a late run situation kind of guy here. And got another yellow. Oh, that's a big one.
Somewhere.
Austin and Abnett, Josh Osborne. I believe that was Jaden Racimus again. So the 80 and the 1 involved in another one here. Let's see what happened. Maybe contact with Cale Pocock, who's up on the outside wall. Not a great situation to find yourself in. Get another look at it here. Okay, so yeah, Cale Pocock, Jaden Racimus make contact. Gets an Abnett involved. Osborne is still on the gas. We're still on the gas. Okay. Austin and Abnett just took like 3 door shots there that didn't have to happen, but when in doubt, throttle it out, I guess.
A couple of those drivers also involved. Ooh, Pocock got put into the wall there. Who actually was that? It was a big hit, big little door check there from...
that would be, looks like the Reese. Is that Ty Mosley?
I think you're actually correct on that. Yeah, the Kevin Harvick looking machine there. Definitely a big hit to the side of the 66, which somewhat caused all that. And to kind of add on to what you said earlier, not a lot of time to fix damage here, Ty, but you can also take a lot of damage to these race cars before it really starts to affect you. Of course, aero not really a factor here. When you're bouncing along the dirt anyway, aero just doesn't work on dirt, so we'll see what race control actually calls on that. I think race control is going to call that a racing deal.
Confused with what the 98 is doing.
Yeah, very much out of position. Yep. There we go. Green flag out once again. Dominic Wright with a good restart. He was 3 wide for second there for a moment. With James Watson going to slide way up into the front of everybody behind him. He's going to take that with authority. Comes Hanshaw back on the bottom to say, no, thank you. I did not like that move, and it's not going to work quite yet. There's a car with a no front end right now. Bottom of the racetrack. I believe right now, Dominic Wright absolutely taking this race as his own, using that high side, like you said, Ty. He is high, wide, and handsome up there. We have someone, they're 5 wide back in the pack. They tried to wreck. They somehow did not wreck, but they were 5 wide out of turn 2, and I just saw everyone running into each other, but we are still green here. Oh my goodness, wow.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Dominic Wright is somebody who has shown a huge uptick in performance and like just being more consistent and not making those small errors. I did not think he was a dirt guy, but right now he is really showing his strength here. I don't want to make a pun on the sponsor, but he really stormed to the front and he has not given up yet.
Well, you love to hear it. You love to hear it. Acosta and Abnett there on the bottom of the racetrack. He's had a very interesting race so far, and not in the good way. Been involved in both wrecks here. Here is the third caution. Here in Jonathan Oates was involved in that one, so we'll focus on the 73 and find out who he made contact with. It's going to be Dale and Haver. Into the wall there.
Yeah, and so we really only caught the tail end of it on the replay, but going back and looking at it, really weird situation. It's a 3 wide off the corner. David's coming off the wall. Haver's in the middle there, and yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's kind of just a racing deal. I mean, I don't think there was much Jonathan could have done. When you're running the bottom of the racetrack, you're naturally going to slide up, especially on a dirt track like Eldora, so I don't think he is in the wrong there. I think that's just a racing deal of guys maybe being a little uncomfortable in where they were, and it just kind of played out like that. Unfortunate, but it's what we got.
Yeah, absolutely. You see that a lot in dirt. Just with the amount of movement these cars have, you have, I mean, a good couple feet of movement more so than you have on asphalt tracks, just due to the car sliding. So You do see a little bit more things like that, and one of the things about cars like this on dirt is, most dirt cars, I mean, we're talking about sprint cars, dirt late models, they're quite a bit smaller than these full-bodied stock cars. So, and there's a reason for that, because you just need the movement, you need the space to be able to drive cars like that on the dirt because of what it is. So, race control going to call that one a racing incident as well. Our third racing incident of 3 cautions tonight. So definitely getting the dirt factor here, but pace car in. Green flag out once again. Good restart for Dominic Wright. Battle for second. Hanshaw and Watson. Is Hanshaw going to throw the slider? No, he's not actually. He's going to keep it tidy to that down there on the bottom. It might cost him. David Westergain with a big run here on the top, but not going to do much with it right now. I think this is the closest anyone has really been to Dominic Wright on a restart there. James Watson, only 0.2 of a second is the gap, but we'll see after a couple laps here if he can keep that momentum up. David Westergain up there kind of using a liberal wall there. Ooh, in the wall is Hanshaw, but not in the good way you want to do it there. He was all bouncy on the backstretch there. Going to keep it under him. David Westergain takes the spot.
Right now, I'm seeing a lot of different things that these guys up front are doing, and I think the reason why James was able to stay so close to Dom on the restart this time is they weren't really squabbling for position. Dom was on the bottom. James just had a good restart, was able to kind of take the high side. I thought he was going to have a really good shot at him down the back straightaway, but Dom's doing a great job now. He's pulling that lead back out. It's about just over half a second right now. And
oh, Havert.
Oh, hold on to it, fellas.
And he did. Wow. He is getting knocked around in this race. My goodness.
Definitely not we talked about the Lake Norman guys being as quick as they were in practice, and right now they are going through the trenches. And see Dylan trying to work around Sam Boutwell, Harrison Talon just in front of him. They're gonna get into the wall. They're kind of, I think that's the tricky thing with dirt racing, man, is you don't know what everybody else is gonna do. You're trying to pick a lane, especially when you're packed up like this, and you want to go where they're not, but what if you don't know where they're not gonna be?
Yeah, and I can tell you for certain, these guys in the back, this is a battle for 17th. These guys are driving. Oh, we have something happened there. It might be.
Oh, I see it. Oh,
Kurt
man.
Gibson. Slight contact there with Dave Huckleberry on the front stretch. Kurt Gibson got it going pretty quickly there, so I think in a real dirt race, that probably wouldn't have been a caution. They probably would have let that one go, but iRacing did trigger that one, so it's going to be the 4th one of the night there. Dave Huckleberry got into the back of the 88 and then kind of helped him around. He kept him from going all the way around by knocking into the left front of the car there, so nice friendly move there.
Working lap 28 here, so we're getting close to halfway. Obviously, this is not, if you're just joining, this is not a one and done race tonight. We pack all this stuff up and we head to Kern Raceway just after this one, and trying to get a good consensus on how that's going to go. I would not base this race off of it, to be honest with you. Well, it's especially, I think, in places that Cam and I have raced. We've had 2 races in a night. One race is pretty chaotic and the other one's pretty calm, so we'll have to see which one this one falls on. Right now I would definitely say it's on the chaotic side, but Dominic Wright is your leader, James Watson 2nd, David Westergain 4th, Jonathan Oates 3rd, 5th Kyle Hanshaw, 6th is Dustin Dewar, with Hardcastle, Silver, Fody, and Morales rounding out your top 10.
Pace truck making the car left turn on a pit road there. Restart once again. Good restart on the bottom. Dominic Wright has been on it all night. I would not expect that to change. Battle for second. Here comes Jonathan Oates. First time we've talked about him in the top 3 conversation. He was inside of James Watson there for a second. Not going to be able to do much. James Watson and Kyle Hanshaw now battling for that 4th position. Hanshaw really not able to get that bottom side working like he needs to. Just kind of looks like he doesn't have the speed down there right now, or maybe he knows something that I don't. Kyle Hanshaw, a fantastic dirt racer in his own right. I would not expect him to be down and out just yet. Big battle back there. There's it's like Pete Morales, Nick Silver, Andrew Hardcastle. That big battle for 7th position. They're 3 wide. Contact, and they're trying to wreck, but this time they kept it clean here, and we're going to keep her green for a couple more laps.
Dominic Wright does not want to see any more yellows. He's doing great at getting a gap from these guys when they go green, but on those restarts, everybody keeps getting closer and closer to being able to throw a slide job and put this lead at risk for him. But right now, doing a great job, pulled away from James Watson. Watson under fire from Oaks, and we have another yellow.
I think it is Jaden Racimus spun around there in the entry to turn 1. Sure enough, it was not. It was caused by Jaden Racimus, though, it looks like, or Jaden Racimus was involved, but I think I can confidently say that was probably caused by him too, but
yeah, I would have to say it's not really, I mean, dirt racing's tricky.
Just not clear, yep.
Yeah,
Nothing egregious.
I wouldn't. It's one of those where it's in a weird spot, right? Because it's like, is it a racing deal? In my opinion, no. But I don't know. I have to see how race control calls it.
Yep. No severe damage on anyone. I don't think really there's been too much of any damage in the wrecks tonight. So one of the things you see in dirt racing, light hits, you kind of get tipped around, spun in the wall just a little bit, and not a whole lot of damage there. But Jonathan Oates, we talked about him kind of for the first time tonight, really up in the top 3 conversation. He's looking pretty quick there on the bottom, kind of the opposite of what Kyle Hanshaw was looking there. He can't really find the handle down there just yet, but Jonathan Oates, he'll be starting up on the outside, so we'll see if he can get that outside line kind of rolling here. You see this dark strip here through turns 3 and 4 about to go green, but that is a slick spot on this racetrack. You don't want to run through that. There's actually one down on the very bottom too, so you're going to be seeing these drivers have to navigate around that. That's how you be fast at dirt racing. Green flag back out here. Good restart for Dominic Wright. Battle for second. James Watson on the very bottom there. Oates on the top, and looks like Oates is going to win out here. Right into that slick spot, into turn 3, into the wall. Oates goes just a little bit. No harm, no foul. Can't do that too much, though. Race control will throw the naughty flag at you. Got caution once again.
I don't know if the naughty flag's going to get thrown. It was on the last yellow. Jaden Racimus, was deemed at fault, but man.
Samuel Malone there, and Stock. Like Nigel went for a hole that he thought was going to be there, and just, maybe a little bit of experience there on Nigel's part. He's one of the newer drivers to Elite as a whole, and I don't think he has a whole lot of dirt track racing experience. Those holes you see that you get on asphalt races or asphalt racing, those wrecks that typically will open up for you. That's not always the case on dirt racing. The cars act a lot differently when they're spinning, and they act a lot differently when they're braking, which a lot of drivers have seen here tonight. With the brakes just really don't work at all, actually. So it is a very different experience to try to do, from racing and also avoiding wrecks and everything that kind of goes into that. So if you haven't yet, this ARCA series is doing exactly what it needs to do, and it's teaching these drivers a lot tonight. And, in racing, you typically don't learn things the easy way. You typically will learn them the hard way, and usually with a bit of embarrassment involved, but, that is how you get better. Pace car is off here. Dominic Wright on the bottom. He's had a great restart all night. Once again, does it. Battle for second, James Watson on the bottom. Jonathan Oates on the top. Oates going to win out here once again. That outside line on these restarts is really good, but right here, James Watson, big battle there on the bottom. Not going to give it to him easily. Here comes David Westergreen as well.
Track's starting to get slick. These guys are starting to struggle with getting this thing to rotate the way they need it to on the top. A lot of these guys kind of getting into the corner and realizing, we got one around. It's Ty. Oh, no. Ty Mosley, huge hit.
Your namesake, and we're hearing there's a car park on the backstretch, and
it
a
does
couple
look
down
like
there.
was not great.
Saw Huckleberry involved in another one. Oh,
Oh, no. Gets dodged in. Car park indeed. Car park indeed.
definitely going to be the biggest hits of the night there.
Word of the day, I think, based on how many times you said it, whether you spell it with a W or you just spell it with an H, hole is the word of the day. There's a whole lot of wrecking, and there's not many holes for those guys to get through, but we tried. And, yeah, this is a little frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you. I think there's just a lot of these situations that these guys are putting themselves in that we could not, but that's okay.
Yeah, but you know, it is good that we are having the mistakes made here and not in the Premier Series. So I would love to say that that is the case, but I think we're seeing them across a lot of Elite Racing League action. So hopefully we can.
You can't. It's not just these guys, I promise.
Yeah, hopefully we can clean it up here.
Beating the kid with a bat here, but.
And the race control is going to call that one a racing deal once again, I believe. So we will preclude an EOL for this restart. But once again, we are going to get another one. Base car is in. Dominic Wright on the loud pedal once again. Great restart as he's done all night. It's going to be a battle for second behind them. Here comes Kyle Hanshaw looking to make it 3 wide. Oates on that top side, going to get a great run. It's going to be Watson and Hanshaw. Here comes David Westergreen on the very top of the racetrack. Dustin Dewar was in the wall there just a little bit, but kind of used it to turn for him.
Talked about as these guys get these restarts to get closer and closer to taking us away from Dominic Wright. Jonathan Oates, 2 sliders back to back. It's going to kill his momentum here. He's not going to have anything through 3 and 4, but he's doing a great job of challenging Dom and trying to force a mistake. And I think as we get further and further in this restart, oh boy, 3 wide throughout the back half of the top 10. Everybody breathing all over each other. Nick Silver involved. Andrew Hardcastle working his way back through. Watson, Oates, and Hanshaw all get the outside wall. David Westergreen to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to slide job Kyle Hanshaw for the 4th spot.
Oh, Dewar! Yep, Dewar around in turn 1.
Oh, we're
no caution yet, but oh yeah, big hit to the front of the 32. That wreck was brewing for about 3 laps, and it finally happened there with the 32. It's probably gonna be night over. That was a huge hit at the front, though. Bryce Fody involved. Sam Boutwell just gets around. Yeah, Dewar and Hardcastle were throwing really aggressive sliders and not making them work for a few laps. And eventually it was going to bite one of them there. Dustin Dewar going to come out on the losing end of that one.
Yeah, that's the dirt racing thing, though. You know, like we talk about, just a different kind of race style, right? And I feel like a lot of these guys don't have much time doing it. I don't think the trucks have done anything on dirt. A lot of these guys are newer, so they probably haven't ran trucks. But I know guys like Dominic Wright, James Watson, David Westergreen. They've kind of been all over the sun as far as what they've ran in Elite. I think ARCA might be the only series that does dirt stuff, other than Cup. But I could be wrong.
I think you might be. That's hard to say. I'd have to go verify that. But these cautions aren't long enough for that to happen. So we'll probably do that in between races and see where we're at with that. I feel like it's right, but it also could not be. But Pace Truck is. He's been busy tonight, making that hard left turn, and Dominic Wright, I think that might be his best restart of the night on the loud pedal. It's going to be almost 3 wide behind him for that second place slider for James Watson. He throws it way up there in front of Jonathan Oates. Ooh, Oates almost in contact with Hanshaw. Oh, Westergreen.
See what happened there.
I believe he is upset with the 95 car.
get a look at it here on the Infinity Graphics Design Dev Series replay. Yeah, I'd say he's valid for that. They were 3 wide, but got to get a little bit more room there.
It's a break there for D West.
Yeah, I like the second look at it. It looks like David's still trying to get the car pointed off the corner. I can't say that there's a whole lot that Pete really could have done different there. But that's dirt racing, man. These guys are experiencing it tonight. I tell you what, there's a lot of things going on. I tell you, Dominic Wright, though, probably under the most pressure that he's been on all night. Jonathan Oates has been timing his restarts really well. James Watson. James had a great send through 1 and 2 that time. Couldn't quite get it to stick. Oates was able to cut down underneath him and get the second spot away. But these guys are putting more and more of a challenge on Dom and really making him have to be perfect here.
Yep, and he
95 Yeah, the 95 got the EOL there and decided to park on the racetrack. So that's going to create a whole bunch of weird stuff going on in yellow. There's a lot of guys 3 wide trying to get sorted, trying to figure out what spot they're going to be in now. But pace truck will go around one more time. This poor guy has been out here all night long. I think he's led the most laps.
Yeah, definitely getting his salary in there tonight. The old pace truck driver here at Eldora Speedway, and I know that Connor Thompson has been tracking a whole bunch of miscellaneous Elite Racing League stats. I bet he could get some good stats on pace truck laps led, but green flag out here once again. Dominic Wright on the loud pedal. Also, he's going to get his lead before turn number 1. Going to be a 3 wide, almost battle there. Jonathan Oates gets it, almost into the back of the 12. He goes. Going to make a charge here down to the inside of turn number 3. It's 3 wide behind them, but battle for the lead. Biggest challenge we've had since he took the lead, Dominic Wright. We have some argy-bargy in the back. Andrew Hardcastle is getting knocked around there, but for the first time in what seems like the whole race, Dominic Wright loses the lead to Jonathan Oates. He takes it, but here comes Wright back into that position. Bottom of turn number 3, they're throwing sliders on each other. This is great racing.
And all this has allowed James Watson, who's been running the top side, to get a run. Oates is going to get loose. We're going to have a yellow in the back. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
The West Knight going from bad to worse with that one. See what happened to the 9. I don't believe he's the perpetrator of it, but... Oh, definitely not. At least from that angle, it looked like he was down there in the... I think that was the 57, perhaps?
67. Andrew Witt.
67.
Zach's going to do it. We'll see it pop up in chat, but weird situation for I think the 67 had contact with Boutwell as well, and that knocked him down the racetrack into Westergreen. So going to be interesting to see what race control determines this. We do have a second. Shout out Zach, who's in chat. Everybody watching at home, feel free to chime in. We will. We have lots of time tonight to read through comments, concerns, questions. I say concerns. It's more of a Chad thing or a Huck thing. Look at your biggest movers. Harrison Talon, 25 up. Huge night for him.
And pace truck lights are off. So looking through the stats here, not a big surprise here for Dominic Wright. He last got an ARCA win in 2025 on the dirt track in Oswego. So definitely knows his way around the dirt. So definitely he's putting that out to the test tonight. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone can beat him tonight. It looks like Jonathan Oates, James Watson might be his biggest competition, but green flag out here once again on the restart. He's been untouchable in that number 12 car. Battle for second, Oates. Big run out of turn number 2 in the wall. That's going to hamper his progress just a little bit, but that 73 is all over the back of the 12. Going to make the move here on the bottom, down there to the inside wall, just about using all of this Eldora Speedway dirt surface. And this is definitely the biggest challenge that Dominic Wright has had all night in that number 73. Not as impervious in this lead as he once looked, and Jonathan Oates might get it here with a slider. He's going to get a caution to get the lead, though, cemented, and Dominic Wright immediately over the radio saying he knew that was going to happen.
And that kind of takes away his strong suit, right? We talked about how good he's been on the restarts. Oh man, David Green cannot get out of it.
Don't think, David Westergreen involved in another one, but cannot say he's really at fault for that one either. That is a unfortunate case of being on the racetrack right there.
And I think we've all been there, right? When it's a wreck fest and you've been doing so good on restarts and you get one challenge and the yellow comes out and you lose control of it, it's not a good feeling, because then it kind of puts you on the back foot, right? Where now Dom has to look at what he can do to wrestle the lead from the 73. Obviously it can be done. We just saw Jonathan Oates do it, but Dom's got a tricky situation on his hands here, and I think we're gonna have to see which side of the racetrack Jonathan Oates is going to take. He's going to take the bottom, which is a little surprising with how overpowered the top's been, but Dom's been taking the bottom all night long, so we will see how it goes.
Yep, definitely. Well, I would say that logic is not flawed whatsoever. So, 2 drivers up here looking for their second ever ARCA wins, both Oates and Wright. We'll see which one of them it will go to. Restart Jonathan Oates at the bottom side. Not as good of a restart, I think, as Dominic Wright has had all night, but he did keep the lead to himself. Dominic Wright going to have a challenge there from Kyle Anshaw on the bottom there. Here comes James Watson on the top. I think that top just kind of showing that it is the line to be right now. A lot of cars in the wall in the back, but right now Dominic Wright on the bottom challenging Jonathan Oates. Big send out down there in turn number 1. Not going to be able to do much yet. Here comes James Watson. What can he do with that 12 car?
Ooh, James is going to get the outside wall real good with the right rear. It's going to tighten him up just a little bit. Dominic Wright with a huge run off of turn 4. Big slider down to the inside. He's going to slide him. Oh, contact.
Oh!
What a move, Dominic Wright, and he gets the lead back.
Wow.
No. Not again, right? There's no way. Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good night, Gracie. I think I was saying about, well, nowhere to go. Right into the back of, I believe, the 67. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Goodbye, my friend.
And just for good measure, he gets hit again.
We'll have to check in with David at some point after tonight. Make sure he's okay, and at least physically. Emotionally, I know he's not, but physically, that's a lot of hits that have been taken to the 9 team. Sam Batwell on pit road. 8 laps to go here in Eldora. Re-rank your top 10. Dominic Wright, Jonathan Oates, James Watson, Kyle Hanshaw, Austin and Abnett, Quick Nick Silver, Andrew Hardcastle, Frank Fody, Skozin, and Osborne. Those are your top 10. Osborne getting a top 10 here would be kind of crazy. He's been really quiet all night long, which, I think is a good thing at Eldora, but I'm sure he has a chance to win.
Yeah, let's say something to be said about the type of driver Josh Osborne is in a race like this with all this chaos and wrecking and all that he has been able to avoid most of it and get up to the top 10. So, maybe something is sticking with the 07 there, and he is learning here in the ARCA series. So good to see that. But about to have another restart here. Could this be the last one of the night? I'm Not really certain about that one, but a great restart for Dominic Wright nonetheless. Jonathan Oates could not get it going there. And it's going to be a big battle for second between him and Watson through 1 and 2. But a big run on the outside line. Immediate caution here, though. It's like Sam Boutwell, Nigel Stock might be involved here. I think David Westergreen might have just avoided being in this one. Oh, might be the incident there with Josh Osborne that triggered the yellow. That could very well be the case. Yeah, race control is looking at the incident with Josh there, but definitely think you are correct about that. Well, a goofy race here in Eldora. Might have a goofy ending, but we'll see what happens here. Pace truck's about to make the hard left turn onto pit road. There he goes. Dominic Wright, your control car, and there we go. Green flag is out here. It's going to be a battle for second, as it always has been. James Watson throwing a slider, trying to, not going to be able to do it. Jonathan Oates getting that huge run off turn number 2. That's going to be dangerous for Dominic Wright, and wow, we are cautioned once again.
You know, I made the joke to Kurt Gibson that if they could get through the race between these two races with a equal or less total than the trucks have had this season, that I would be happy. And I don't think we're doing that.
You'll never guess who was involved.
Yeah. Not a great night for David Westergreen at all. A night to forget for him after a night to remember with Daytona, but man, oh man. So green, white, checkers. 3 attempts at these folks. If you are new here, if we get to the white flag, caution comes out. They won't come out. Fun fact. We will race it back to the stripe. If we do not get to the white flag, we will throw a yellow. We will re-rack them, and we will start again. DOS crash counter is probably 6, maybe 7.
Start.
You can't see it, but I'm doing the
donation to Me Fine.
Yeah, you can't see it, but I'm doing the hand thing. I wish I was kidding. It is actually 6 or 7 for poor D-West. But Dominic Wright, green, white, checkered number 1. If we do not get to the white flag and the yellow comes out, we will re-rack them and we will go again. Dominic Wright, for his mental sake, I'm sure he wants this to be a one and done. Get him to the white flag, let him get this thing over with. He's going to need another one of those restarts, and I don't see why he would do anything different. He's been great all night.
Yeah, I think the question here is going to be turn 2. Jonathan Oates on that run out of turn 2 on that outside line has been so dangerous on these restarts. So Dominic Wright, I think if any challenge is going to be had to that number 12 car, it's going to be there. But another restart here. Will this be the last of the night? Here we go. Dominic Wright gets a good one. Chooses the middle line through 1 and 2. Puts Jonathan Oates to the outside. I'm not sure if that's what he wanted. Jonathan Oates is going to get the run out of turn 2. Takes the lead temporarily. Here comes Kyle Hanshaw on the inside of Dominic Wright. Dominic Wright might have lost it all here. He chooses the middle through through 3 and 4. Here comes Jonathan Oates. Huge run out of turn 4. White flag. It's going to be between Oates and Wright. I think Wright is going to have he's going to have Hanshaw to deal with. I think through 3 and 4, Jonathan Oates on that outside line. He's going to steal this win away from Dominic Wright. Going to be a battle between him and Hanshaw out of turn 4. Wright gets it.
I'm going to be completely honest with you here. And I don't like to be that guy, but there was an excessive amount of wall usage on the 73 machine. As far as the run through 3 and 4 there, and even really the run off of 1 and 2. But leave that for race control to decide. I know that's something that we don't normally talk about, but in dirt races, it's unfortunately a big thing. And I would have to say that I feel like that's a lot of what did it there. But see what race control thinks. If race control deems that it's enough to change it, but
For now, it looks like we're not seeing anything pop up just yet. So Jonathan Oates provisionally going to be the winner. I don't believe anyone is really asking for that to be reviewed. So I think we might have our winner here, Ty. It's doing burnouts there on the pit road. We'll go ahead and check a replay here of what happened. The restart. Dominic Wright took that inside line as he has all night, circling at Jonathan Oates here. We talked about his run through turn 2. Goes up to the outside line there, gets the right rear right on the wall. Kind of doesn't hit the wall till here.
Sure. It's 3 and 4 where I'm a little.
Yeah, I can't say that is a ton. I think he definitely straightened himself up a little bit, but definitely a lot less egregious than some of the. I think we saw some cars back in the pack all night just really slamming the wall and kind of doing it that way. Personally, can't say that's the worst thing I've ever seen for Oates. I'd say that's probably going to be clean and green for him. So either way, top 10 of the night after Wright, it's going to be Hanshaw, Watson, and Abnett, Hardcastle, Nick Silver. Tyler Skozen gets a 8th place finish in his first run here in the Elite ARCA Series. Pete Morales and Frank Fody, and there's your podium there. Oates, Wright, and Hanshaw. So I presume that we can go ahead and probably get a word win with those 3 if they're in here before we get the session kicked over to Kern. And I don't see. Well, actually, there we go. I'll go ahead and get Mr. Hanshaw up here with our 3rd place finish. Get a word with him. My old team owner from back in the day, so it'll be very interesting to be able to talk to him. Kyle Hanshaw, this is Cam in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, Cam?
Hey, man. Well, it's a long time no talk. My old team owner, I was kind of talking you up here in the broadcast, saying that you know what you're doing on the dirt tracks here, and I've always wished I was as good as you. But first place start here tonight, come home in 3rd. Looks like you were just right there behind the 73 and the 12, kind of all night, really up there. You had the outside line a lot on these restarts, but the cautions and such were, they were coming a lot at the end. But take us through your night.
Yeah, car was awesome, man. This car on dirt is actually really fun, and it's hooked up, and you can actually control the thing. And I don't know why there were so many cautions, but it's seems like it's typical on the dirt races in any league. So yeah, I don't know, qualifying, I was just kind of minding my P's and Q's and just running as straight as possible, and ended up getting quick time. So that was cool. And yeah, I would have really loved to see the race go, longer in the green flag section of it. But, it is what it is. But I was waiting for the surface to slick off a little bit more. I felt like I was pretty strong when the track was slicked off top to bottom. And I never really got there because we didn't really get that many green flag runs. But all in all, it was a good night. I don't really do these races a lot anymore, just kind of picking and choosing which ones I want to do. But it was a pretty fun night.
Yeah, I was going to make a note of that first ARCA start of the season, and no surprise it's here at the dirt track. But are we going to see you? We're going to see you make the start here at Kern later tonight, or is this going to be your one and done?
I was leaning towards one and done, but I don't know. We'll see. I haven't ran that track in a while, but I might join the practice session. If I got some speed, I might go ahead with it. But if not, I'm not going to get in these guys' way. So I'll just call her a night. But it was a pretty fun night tonight.
Well, I think with the theory that Ty and I both had, that Kern should hopefully be a bit of a better race here. But that's just a theory we had. We could be completely wrong, and we could show up at Kern and have 22 cautions this time around. But before we let you go, any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. Really enjoy, going back and watching some highlights and stuff like that. So thank you to you guys and to Elite, and that's about it. Shout out to my wife. Hey, Jess.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you taking some time to talk to us, Kyle. Good job out there with the third, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at Kern.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
All right. That was third place finisher Kyle Hanshaw, and I believe Ty is going to catch up with the winner, or excuse me, the most laps led winner. Unfortunately, not the winner of the race, but word here with Dominic Wright.
Dom, it's time for the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Hello.
Well, buddy, you were probably the best on restarts all night long. Led a bunch of laps. Unfortunately, just got away from you there with all those yellows. But kind of walk us through your night, man, and how you're preparing for the second race. Obviously, at a completely different racetrack.
Yeah. Coming into this, I was pretty confident. Back in the Legacy Arca car, I won at Oswego Dirt, and then I came back from 2 laps down, I think last season at Bristol Dirt. So I ran a ton of laps of practice, just had to rip the top. The slick came in so quick, it's like you have to either hang on to the cushion or throw a slider. But yeah, restarts were brutal, just trying not to lane change like the Oswego races. But man, those first restarts were terrifying. Nobody knew what gear to be in. Nobody knew how the car was going to react. But yeah, some great racing up front, but wish we could have had a few more green flag laps.
Absolutely, and obviously, kind of going back to what we didn't even, at least I didn't know. Cam apparently fact checked this and knew. I didn't know you were a dirt guy, man, but you showed your stuff tonight, and it was fun to watch. Just kind of getting to see you get into a rhythm, and the way you were ripping out there was really impressive. And I wish we had more dirt races, man, because as far as I feel like the races would be cleaner, but you guys put on a hell of a show tonight. But before we let you out of here, anybody you want to shout out, give thanks to?
Yeah, first and foremost, the Abbott Motorsports crew. I think tonight we have me, Andrew, Cal Pocock, Jane Racimus, Nigel Stock, obviously team owner Corey Abbott. He got us a little AI private jet on the way to the racetrack. Really raised the team morale. And then on the car this season, we got Iowa Stormbore, an up-and-coming esports org in Counter-Strike 2, St. Bonaventure, Kelso Strong, one of my sister's friends who passed a while back, but keeping her on the car, and I think she really gave us a boost. And yeah, hopefully we can get some wins next time.
Heck yeah, buddy. Well, good luck in this second race of this doubleheader, and hopefully we're talking to you again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That was position number 2 finisher Dominic Wright. As he gets ready to strap in for the car for practice, Cam's going to have a word with our winner, Jonathan Oates.
Yep, I got him here. Jonathan, this is Cam in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy while I'm heading out on a Kern to get some practice in. What's up, guys?
Yeah, probably going pretty well for you, it looks like. That was a great run out there. Long flight, though, from Ohio to California. I don't know how we can do it in 20 minutes, but...
I know. The plane just landed, but we're rolling out now.
Yeah, rolling out in an F-22. That's about the only way we could do that. But hey, I mean, a P6 start for you. You kind of came on strong there at the end, hounded the 12s and over again, used that outside line to your advantage, and able to come away with a win. But talk us through the race and your perspective.
Okay, I'm going to do my best while I get some laps in here. The race was way more fun than I thought it would be. I don't like dirt racing. I'm not normally a dirt racer, but I wanted to give it a chance. I wanted to go in with an open mind. I thought about just skipping the Kern, but I decided, we'll give it a shot. And it ended up being a lot of fun. You get a lot of angle in the car, so that was pretty fun. Early on, the high line was kind of the only way to go. So the only way you could really make passes was if it got too clogged up there, then you could kind of move down to the bottom and see if you could make anything happen there. I made a couple of passes that way, which was a good way to kind of start working through the field. But then once the bottom came in, I just felt a lot better. I feel like I could really drive it down to the wall and kind of get some grip on that very bottom lane, which was nice. So, yeah, it was just kind of a slow, methodical progress forward. And then once it came down to me and the 12 car, it was just kind of about getting him when he was sleeping a little bit, you know. If you left too much bottom open, I could just go down there, try for a slider. If you left the top side, I could try and sneak around the top. It was very much like a lane game. I feel like me and him were pretty even on pace, but then once I could, you know, kind of outsmart him, that's when I would get the lead, and then he kind of did that back to me. So fun little cat and mouse there, but obviously really happy to come away with the win. I was not expecting that at all. Like I said, I'm generational butt when it comes to dirt racing, but not tonight, I guess.
Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, I've had that moment where you sometimes figure things out. It was road course racing for me. I was always very competent, but when you figure out like how to actually go fast, it's like, oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to ask you this, you know, now that you have a dirt win under your belt, and now that you know, kind of have that whole race under your belt, is there anything you could take into Kern tonight as like hey, I learned this, and apply it to an asphalt track?
No. I mean, I don't know. as I'm starting to do some laps here, I feel like this car doesn't have a lot of power, so we're not exactly sliding it out on the rear end or anything. Shoot. I don't know. Throttle control is always important. Steering angle is always important. But I think they're going to be pretty different races, which is maybe a good thing with how many cautions we had in the dirt race.
You would hope so. We've been throwing the cautions up a lot lately. But before we let you go and get some actual practice in, any sponsor shout outs?
Got to give a shout out to my girlfriend if she's watching. If not, I take that shout out back. And Napa Auto Parts, sure.
Yeah, there you go. Well, good luck out there tonight, Jonathan. Go get a second dub on the night, third on the season, and we'll hope to be talking to you in a few minutes.
I hope so too.
All right, that was Jonathan Oates with the second win on the season for the driver of the 73. He would love to come out here and make it 3. Definitely see no reason as to why that could not be the case. Has shown a lot of speed in every race he's been in since Dover, which I believe was his first start and first win. But you can see that we are here at Kern. Broadcast crew not quite set up here yet for everything, so there is our point standings as we roll into Kern. Jonathan Oates has taken over the lead, and you can see that Scott Rankin already down to 7th already, so he's going to drop well outside the top 10, assuming he misses Kern tonight as well. But we're going to go ahead and take a short break here, pay some bills, get us switched over and ready for 80 more laps of racing at this half-mile short track in California, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Looking for a heck of a deal? You'll find it at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Right now, over $4,000 off 2025 Escapes, $2,500 off 2025 Broncos, and over $5,000 off select new 2025.
Cam, are you good with doing interviews after this one
Looking for a heck
by yourself?
Looking for a heck of a deal? You'll find it at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Right now, over $4,000 off 2025 Escapes, $2,500 off 2025 Broncos, and over $5,000 off select new 2025 F-150s. And the best part, every one of them comes with a Bolin lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Big savings, long-term peace of mind, all in one place. Tom Bolin Ford Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
The 5th annual Enjoy Illinois 300 is roaring into Worldwide Technology Raceway on Sunday, September 13th, bringing NASCAR Cup Series racing to the most challenging track on tour. Watch the world's greatest drivers battle it out in high-speed side-by-side action. But it's more than a race, it's a full weekend experience. Whether you're a lifelong NASCAR fan or just looking for an unforgettable gateway getaway, get your tickets now at www.raceway.com.
Back here at Kern Raceway for part number 2 of this doubleheader in the Kern 80. These drivers are getting some laps in practice, getting switched over from the dirt, getting acquainted to this half-mile racetrack. While we get ready for qualifying, maybe right on board with one of these guys and let you kind of get a look at what these guys are in for tonight. Kern is not a track that a lot of these guys see, but Elite has seen it quite a few times, I would say. Obviously, the truck race there, had a cup race here as well. Both put on some pretty good races, and this place obviously out in California, owned by Kevin Harvick. Used a lot by the Cars Tour, and not your traditional short track, really. A lot of interesting corner angles here, and we got one flipping down the front straightaway. That's not good. That's Mark Rebelos. He'll have to get a new car brought out, but should be getting ready to switch over to qualifying. Your top 5 in practice: Jaden Racimis, Cale Pocock, Tyler Skozen, Jonathan Oates, and Dylan Haver. Bryce Fody, Dominic Wright, Austin Abnett, James Watson, and Andrew Hardcastle round out the top 10. Surprisingly, a lot of the same guys are back for race number 2, so not losing any off Eldora. Everybody's got their morale up. And Cam, what do you think we're going to see here tonight? Obviously, this is different from Eldora, but still the same kind of short track mentality these guys had last race.
Yeah, I think a short track is going to short track no matter what. Interesting little track this. I'm looking at the layout of it, and it looks like kind of a very small, squished Iowa. It's got the curve on the front stretch, mild banking in the corners here, and back straightaway looking flat there. So this should be an interesting little racetrack. I've not actually run this ever myself. I know you've actually won a race here in the Truck Series. But I'm excited to see how this track kind of progresses. It looks like, well, I would say mild banking. This actually looks like it's got quite a bit of banking there in the corners.
Yeah, it definitely makes it interesting. A lot of these guys can use that middle groove. I think a lot of it's going to be maybe intermiddle, cut down to the bottom. You're going to want to really preserve that right front. It's going to be tough to pass, I can say, from running a couple laps here and being around other race cars. It's going to be a struggle to pass, but if you time it right, you'll make it work. Cale Pocock going to elect to run the top side as he warms up for his first qualifying lap. Puts that number 66 Toyota right on that first bottom seam. A little bit of a cut down off of turn 2. Loose down the back, straight away into the outside wall. Lap number 1, no good for Cale Pocock. Connor Thompson-Gardner works through turns 3 and 4. Good run to the bottom of the racetrack. See where this time puts him up on the top of the leaderboard. P2 at the moment, Jaden Racimis with the fastest time. Now it's Tyler Skozen. A lot of these guys are going to be putting some laps down. So we right on board with the current pole sitter. There's Sam Boutwell, currently P2. See Andrew Witt. He was in a couple different incidents at Eldora. Goes and falls down leaderboard, puts up an 18.296 to the top of the charts. Just under halfway through qualifying. Jonathan Oates, Eldora winner, said he didn't have too much confidence when it came to this place. Really didn't have a lot of confidence going into Eldora either, but P2 on the charts right now. Dominic Wright got himself a P2 at Eldora. He sits 4th.
Mark Rebelos with a big lap there, sitting position number 5. Just got knocked down to 6th, but good run for that number 99. David Westergreen, probably someone who is one of the happiest drivers to get out of Eldora, considering how the end of his race went.
His lap number 1 is a warm-up lap. See what he does on lap number 2. Ashley Dodgson going to get loose in 3 and 4. That's going to be an end to that lap. Dylan Habir works through 3 and 4. See what he puts on the charts. I think he's just running extra laps at this point. David Westergreen, though, his second time lap, going to clock in at a 5:45. That moves him up to 11th. an upgrade from his first time, which was a 671. Frank Fody out on the racetrack. Josh Osborne.
Looking like that lap time by Tyler Skozen is pretty quick right now. Nobody has been able to even get down into the 18.2 second bracket besides him. So
Jonathan Oates pulling down pit road. I think that is it. I think that's everybody that is going to set a time. Harrison Talon has not set a lap yet. James Watson has not set a time. Nor has Samuel Malone. None of those guys moving just yet. There's Samuel Malone getting out on the racetrack now. Same with Harrison Talon. And still nothing from Bryce Fody or James Watson, but there goes James. Look at the track temp, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooler track temp for these guys. Huge winds from the northeast. Going to make it a little bit tricky on these guys to get through the corners. You see James Watson work his way off of pit road. Harrison Talon starts lap number 1. A lot of these guys kind of sticking to that first seam. Maybe cutting down on exit. I think this is just going to be a warm-up lap for Harry. He's going to run the top side through 3 and 4. Get that run out of 3 and 4. Samuel Malone working lap number 2 now for him. First lap was a 19.5. Definitely a warm-up lap for him. Same for Harrison Talon. His was a 19.2. Malone out of 3 and 4. Malone jumps up to 22nd with an 18.6. Harrison Talon up to 12th with a 18.486. James Watson now. His quick time. Really quick time up to 2nd for James Watson with an 18.315. So a lot of these guys waiting longer in qualifying, paying dividends. James Watson jumps from 31st to 2nd. And Bryce Fody, he's going to go up to P10 with a 18.44. So all these guys that waited getting their laps in. And that is it for qualifying. So see how this works.
First pole in elite for Tyler Skozen.
I think it's his debut too, so heck of a way to get things started as we roll down your grid. Just talked about it. Your front row. First elite pole for the driver of the number 00, Tyler Skozen. James Watson will start to his outside in position number 2 in that South Shore Ford Mustang. Row 2, Dylan Havere had speed in practice at Eldora, looking to do the same thing here at Kern for Lake Norman. Jonathan Oates, Eldora race winner, P4. Jaden Racimus and Frank Fody, positions number 5 and 6. Both of those guys had races to remember at Eldora. Dominic Wright, Andrew Hardcastle, a couple of Abbott Motorsports teammates looking to get it in victory lane. Dom came so close last time out. And Austin and Abnett, Bryce Fody, a couple of Lake Norman teammates will round out your top 10 and row number 5.
Starting 11th is Mark Urbiles. He did not put down a practice lap, but a big lap in qualifying. Good for the 99. Nigel Stock lines up in 12th. Lucky 13th tonight, Cale Pocock. He had a stinker at Eldora. Would love to get that better here tonight. He lines up next to Harry Italian there in 14th. Pete Morales lines up 15th next to Kyle Hanshaw, 16th. 17th will be Josh Osborne next to David Westergreen. Lines up 18th. Line up 19th will be Connor Thompson, and then Jay Monin in position number 20.
Rolling off 21st is going to be our very own Dave Huckleberry with Kurt Gibson, his outside in that Fuel Up Racing Chevrolet. That is row 11. Row 12 is going to be the 67 of Andrew Witt in 23rd, and Sam Boutwell in that number 47, starting position number 24. 25th, Sam Malone in that number 46 Ford Mustang. Nick Silver at his outside in that 09, sorry. Ashley Dodgson, 27th, with Curtis Cochran starting 28th. That's row number 14. Position number 29, Dalton Haynes in that 74 Toyota with Christopher James in that number 13 Bojo Chevrolet. And 31st is going to be Michael Rakes. That is shotgun on the field for driver number 54. And that will round out your field. 80 laps around this half-mile racetrack. Hope to see a lot of patience. That is Carlos Acosta. That is our very own. You did. but it's okay. No, you did. That's okay. Well, you can still spectate. Like, that's still a thing. You made a boo-boo, but that's okay. I'm not Dave. I won't kill you, but if you talk to Dave, Dave will kill you. As these guys get ready to roll here, they work through turns 1 and 2. Cam, I hope to see more patience out of these guys. I know we're going to get ready to go green here really quickly, but what do you think we're going to see as far as pace of this race compared to last one?
Well, I think it's going to take a couple of these drivers a few laps just to get out of dirt racing mode. It definitely, just the whole field of the car is going to be a lot different around this asphalt track, and you're not going to be swinging the car around as much. You're not going to. You basically have to not slide the car at all here. So, wouldn't be surprised if we see a quick caution and maybe a quick couple cautions. But I think after that we'll probably see some green flag running.
Have to agree. I think these guys are going to kind of find a rhythm, and I think this is a very flowy racetrack. It really reminds me of a Richmond-esque kind of vibe, where you got to back your corners up, get to that bottom, save your tires. Pace truck is pulling in. Tyler Skozen gets his first elite pole. He will lead us to the restart zone. Out of turn 4 into the restart zone. Green flags in the air. We are green in the Kern 80. James Watson with a great start on the outside lane. Huge challenge as we head through 1 and 2. Watson going to run the top side, take complete advantage. Jonathan Oates now to the outside. Oh, James Watson hard to the outside wall.
That is not going to help the handling of that 39 at all, and that's not what you want to have on the first lap of the race, but gets it under him. These ARCA cars are pretty resilient with the hits, so he might be okay, but definitely not what you want to have that early on here.
I will say these cars are resilient, but the way that wall is on the exit of turn 2. Watson's around.
Yep.
Getting a jump scare of a Gen 6 car, but look at the mini graphics design Dev Series replay. Just gets out there and gets loose, and I would have to wonder if he has steering damage. Right, what I was about to say was the wall on the exit of these corners, as much as these cars are tanks, the wall is kind of angled to where if you hit it, you're especially there, you're kind of hitting it at a really just unfortunate angle. I just got in there too hot.
Just lost the rear, never really got it back there. You could see that there was a little snap in the steering, and it just never really came back to him.
Working caution number 1. Skosen still your leader. Javier 2nd. Oates 3rd. Racimus 4th. Wright 5th. Frank Fody 6th. Austin Abnett 7th. Hardcastle 8th. Pocock 9th. Bryce Fody 10th. That's your top 10. Nothing really changed from the start, other than maybe a couple guys shuffling due to where they started lane-wise, as far as inside or outside. But hoping to see these guys get a little bit more of a green flag run in, as that's something that I wasn't really thinking about, though, when James kind of rallied off into 1 and 2. We just maybe got a little too excited. Wasn't used to how tight the corner gets off of 2, and just caught the outside wall. But luckily able to not really collect anybody when he got into the wall. Didn't collect anybody when he spun either. So good on him for locking that thing down and doing his best to get out of there.
Yep, he's coming down pit road for repairs right now, and what a ragtag little pit road this place has. Doesn't really look like it's a real. It's just kind of stuck down there in the infield with the Legends Oval and all that. So not a lot of time to get your car repaired. He's down and away. Not a lot of damage visually on the car, but with these cars, you can always have little bits and pieces underneath the body that could be bent up, and he definitely did have a lot of contact there on the right front, and then in the rear when he backed into the wall there. So we'll see if he still has pace in that machine. Hopefully he does, and if he does, it'll be a fun one to watch him come to the field.
Before we go green, want to shout out somebody active in chat. Jonathan Cutlip telling me to get out of the booth and get on the track. I don't know if that's a compliment or an attack on my voice, but I'll figure that one out later as we get ready to roll into the restart zone. Tyler Skozen gets a really good jump. Oh, bumper to bumper all the way through. We got a huge checkup. That might cause an issue. Everybody's stacked up. The outside lane was making contact. The inside lane was making contact. Those guys were all over each other. Javier with a good run through 1 and 2. Going to take the top side through 3 and 4. Oh, contact between the 1 and the 73. They're still making contact. Door banging down the front straightaway. Javier leads that lap.
Little 5-car pack here. There's Dominic right there at the back of this pack on board with him right now. He saw a lot of the front at Eldora and would love to see that here tonight. 4 cars up here. Oates, Racimus, Skozen, and Haver. They're really can't go anywhere right now, Ty. They're side by side, 4 deep, and caution in the back, somewhat hard in the wall.
Oh man.
Like Nigel Stock, maybe James Watson.
See what happens here. Oh boy. Oh yeah. No, that's a valid yellow. Yeah. I had to get a look at it. I don't even know where that started. There's so many cars involved. Looked like maybe Sam Boutwell got turned around. Dave Huckleberry with no front end on that 52 machine. So get through the corner. So Nigel Stock's already around in front of them. Sam checks up after Nick Silver checks up. And we get this accordion effect of everybody kind of clogging up the exit of turn 2. Nigel lose it on his own. No, had some help, but I don't really think. Maybe get a better angle of it.
Race control did call that on Nigel, so
okay.
We'll have to see. I think he did come down onto the 8.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that it was either one of them, but I feel pretty confident. Race control, we got to get an aerial view here. Yeah, nothing really Harry can do. He's already as low as he can really go. Good work for a lot of those guys that were close to it to avoid it, but unfortunately it gets to a point where the guys that have no clue that it's happening and how tight that exit of 2 is, there's not really anywhere to go. So a lot of cars involved. James Watson gets more damaged. Nigel Stock obviously damaged. Dodgson damaged. Dave Huckleberry loses his front end. You see Kurt Gibson on pit road. A lot of guys involved in that one, but I think we're working 1 to green here. Chosen still your leader, was able to wrestle it away from Dylan Javier. Jaden Racimus still 3rd, Jonathan Oates 4th, Dominic Wright 5th, Frank Fody 6th, and Abnett 7th, Hardcastle 8th, Pocock 9th, Bryce Fody 10th. I feel like the back half of your top 10 stayed the same. And right when we were going to talk about it, just Dominic Wright kind of having nowhere to go, I feel like that's one of the most frustrating things is if you have speed, but also when they're side by side and it's just kind of gridlocked, there's nowhere for anybody to go. So you're just kind of riding, waiting for an opportunity to jump down or jump up. And you just get around somebody or kind of find a door that you can put your foot in. And unfortunately, we haven't seen anybody really be able to do that yet. We've had a couple of quick yellows, but pace truck is off. Ready for restart number 2. Skozen leads us. Another stack up on that inside lane. Skozen kind of fakes the move to the top, goes back to the bottom. It's going to clear Dylan Haver. Keep calling him Javier. I'm so sorry. I think Cam and I were both told how it was pronounced, and we kind of keep screwing it up. So apologies on that for us. It's going to be a minute, but so far so good for Tyler Skozen. Battles for 2nd, Jaden Racimus and Haver. Haver tries to cut down on Jonathan Oates. Oates was able to get his nose in there. Haver's going to be clear for the 3rd spot this time. Dominic Wright to the outside of Jonathan Oates. See if he's able to mount a charge around the 73. Looked like Racimus got a little bit loose out in front of them in the 2nd spot.
Tyler Skozen putting up the fastest lap, so clean air, obviously big advantage there for the 00, but definitely has a lot of speed in there as well. He's starting to gap the number 1 of Racimus by just a little bit here. Haver and Oates going at it right behind them for that 3rd position. And it's looking, Ty, like once you're on that outside line, it's a little hard to pass. So that middle outside line kind of proving to be the defensive line here tonight. So interesting to see how you have to play that to make moves here. Oates now under fire from Dominic Wright.
See,
back down to the bottom.
Starting to single file out here throughout the top 10. I think that first battle is going to be the 95 of Pete Morales, who was momentarily side by side with, I believe. Oh, we got David Westergreen going around.
Here, and that he might have had help with that one.
He definitely did. Yeah. Josh Osborne quickly on the radio saying he did not mean to do that. Just David checked up for Harry, and Josh. Oh man, that's friendly fire there.
So DUS and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad night continues. And a nice right into the left rear of the car there for Curtis Cochran. Just looks like that's going to break the rear suspension of the 9 car. Sure enough.
You know, I can't help but feel bad because, you know, we talked to David after Daytona, and he said that he was 0 for 224, and he won on 225, and he was feeling so good. He finally got an elite win, and then this is what we're seeing him paid with. Is Dave? Where was Dave just? Huh? Where was Dave? Was Dave Huckleberry just in the back rooms? Where was he just at?
I think he took the Kimi Räikkönen route.
I've never seen that part of Kern Raceway. He went behind pit road. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate for Dave.
I think, well, see, at this point, without the front end on his car, he might not care too terribly much. Yeah, no cooling issues on anything with that car.
We get ready to restart here on lap number 24, looking at your top 10. It's changed a little bit now. Skozen's still your leader. Racema second. Oates is fourth. Dylan Haver third. Dude, I hate when I do that. I read it, and then I look at where they are on the track, and then it's backwards, so then I screw myself up. Dominic Wright, fifth. Frank Fode, sixth. Seventh is Austin Abnett. Eighth, Cale Pocock. Ninth, Andrew Hardcastle. 10th, Pete Morales. So a couple new names in your top 10. Josh Osborne was given the OL, so he's going to drop to the tail end of the longest line. Pace truck is in this time. It's going to be another restart for Tyler Skozen. A good jump for him over Jaden Racimus. Jaden Racimus kind of snoozing in the chair, but Skozen did not quite get to fourth gear too clean. That's going to give Racimus another charge on the outside lane. Gets that quarter panel to 00. Not able to fight there, though, so Skozen clear to the lead. Battle is for third. Really, battles for second now. Haver underneath Racimus. Oates outside Racimus, not quite. These guys are all over each other. Racimus with a huge lunge to the outside of the 00 through 1 and 2. Going to keep it there. Challenge for the lead. Racimus looking good on that outside lane.
A new player in this top 5 fight as well. Don't look too far back. That bright blue car of the 41 of Frank Fode has gotten up in here too, challenging Dominic Wright on the outside there, trying to get himself up into the top 5. Did not have the best Eldora, but Frank Fode trying to correct the night here at Kern, and he's going to get the run on Dominic Wright. Ooh, a little bit of contact there out of turn number 4 for them too. Dominic Wright not going to let it up too easily. We know that driver's going to give it all he has every single lap, and they're still going at it. They're trying to wreck here. Acosta nabbed it down to the inside. Can't quite do much right now. Frank Fode and Dominic Wright, both of them are not giving it up, but you know, I think at this point they both have to.
Lots of door-to-door contact there, and able to hold on to it. Austin Abnett took an opportunity to get under his teammate when he could. Made it 3 wide there momentarily. Out front, Jonathan Oates, Jaden Racimus side by side for the lead. Racimus took it from Skozen. Oates wants to take it from him and sweep the doubleheader. He's down to the inside. Quarter panel is Racimus. They're still side by side. Oates is going to clear. Maybe no. Slides up off of 4. Racimus still to his outside. What a fight these two are putting on, and fights on for third as well. Dylan Haver underneath the 00 of Tyler Skozen. Oates still not able to shake off Racimus, still side by side as they head into 3 and 4. Oates finally clears. He's your new leader. So lap 30 here, closing in on halfway. And I would have to say, with the way that the cautions have fallen, these guys, if they're taking good care of their tires, probably wouldn't consider a pit stop. But bumper to the back of the 73. Racimus gives him a shot. Ooh, Jaden's loose underneath him, not able to do much with it. This is pretty good stuff here, Cam. I can't lie.
Yeah, absolutely. And one driver who is not afraid to use that bumper is Jaden Racimus in the one. So Jonathan Oates is going to have to protect that lead for all he's got right now. Jaden Racimus looking to the inside through 3 and 4 here. I think there's a lot of speed in that one car, but he's going to try to do it cleanly. But Jaden Racimus, if he's faster than the 73 and can't do it, I think he's not going to hesitate to resort to using that front bumper just a little bit here. So Jonathan Oates would be good for him to boot, scoot, and boogie away if he can at this point.
We've got a top 5 breakaway. Frank Fody, Austin Abnett, 6th and 7th. Cale Pocock in that 8th position. Pete Morales, 9th. Hardcastle, 10th. That's your top 10. First side-by-side battle really is that battle on your screen right now. Harrison Talon looking to take position number 11 away from Nick Silver. Nothing of it just yet. These guys are squabbling.
Oh, Hardcastle!
Oh. Huge hit to the inside. No yellow. There it is. Right before the halfway point. Get a look at it here on the Infinity Graphics Design Dev Series replay. Malone gets sideways. Which is weird because he was facing the wrong way. That's interesting. And then this is the Hardcastle incident. Same thing with Malone in the exact same spot, really. And running some laps in this car last night, it definitely does get a little light on the rear. The harder that you kind of throw it into the corner, you think that you're killing the right front more, but you're kind of leaning on the right rear. And a lot of these guys going down pit road, Jaden Racimus, Dominic Wright elect to stay out. A couple of Abbott Motorsports teammates. Jonathan Oates will lead the gang down.
Bit of a split decision here. Racimus and Dominic Wright deciding to stay out here, and I quite like the strategy of staying out on a short track. So we'll see.
Jonathan Oates will be the first car back out on fresh tires. We'll restart in the 9th position. Look at what everybody did. So Harrison Talon took 2 tires. 2 tires as well for Nick Silver. That is why he has jumped up to, well, I say he jumped up. I think, did he speed on pit road? He must have. He took 2 tires and is now dropping further to the rear of this field. So I believe that there was
a bummer for him
on the 09, yeah. Honestly surprised he didn't come back in and put 2 tires on the left side, but
yeah, I was gonna say at that point you might as well.
Re-rank your top 10 as we get ready to go back green here. Jaden Racimus is your leader. Dominic Wright 2nd. Kyle Hanshaw 3rd. 4th is James Watson. 5th is Christopher James. Josh Osborne 6th. 7th for Curtis Cochran. 8th for Jonathan Oates. 9th for Dylan Haver. And 10th for Harrison Talon. So this is gonna be fun.
We got some argy-bargy here with lap cars, but pace trucks pulling off.
Into the restart zone goes Jaden Racimus. We're 3 wide. That's unfortunate. Jaden Racimus with a huge jump on the restart. Clears Dominic Wright. Kyle Hanshaw.
Oh, Harry in the wall.
Man.
Yeah, I think that restart should have been called off there. I'm not sure why we had lap cars below the leaders there, but like unfortunately Harrison Talion's going to be the loser in this one. Gets plunked in the rear.
That wasn't even because of the lap car. That's yikes. Okay.
Tyler Skozen, driver that has led the most laps up to this point, probably going to be sent to the back for this one.
Hearing race control. Josh Adams give the breakdown to the lap car that if he does not beat the pace car off of pit road, he's got to go to the back. And Gavin Higgins giving the call there on the EOL that will go to the 00. And I'm hearing that the lap car that started at the pace car got the lucky dog. I think it was. Is that Jay Monin that got the? Yes, it is. So he got the lucky dog because he was behind the pace car.
Interesting scenes here on the racetrack. On face value, a little bit cleaner than Eldora at this point, but still working our 5th caution just at halfway, so still plenty of time to make it worse. Hopefully it does get better here. We're going to line up side by side. Dominic Wright to the outside of Jesse Racimas. Excuse me, Jaden Racimas. That's the wrong Racimas. Wrong Racimas there.
I've done that already tonight. Don't feel bad. It's like when you talk to both of them, or like at least you're in the same bubble, you mess it up. But I don't know how we keep track of all the photos, but nonetheless, pace car is in. It's a truck. Don't worry about it. Jaden Racimas, Dominic Wright, side by side into the restart zone. Jaden with a great run, a great launch there. James Watson looking to the outside of Dominic Wright. How about that? He was involved in the first incident of the night, at least at Kern, and back into the top 5. Jaden Racimas with a great restart. He'll clear for the lead. 3 wide behind them. Jonathan Oates looking to make his way through. Tires looking really important on that 73 machine.
James Watson not only involved in the first incident, involved in several of the subsequent ones too. But you can see the damage on the front end of that 39 still there. And I have to assume he's loving these short runs, because I think a long run would absolutely kill that race car with the damage. But enjoying it right now up to P4. And, definitely a good night to, into the wall he goes once again. That turn 2 wall has seen the right side of that car a couple times, but was saying that it's been a better night than it very much could have been there for James. And even though he's back to 6th now, I'd say it's still a lot better than it definitely could have been.
Right now, Dominic Wright all over the back bumper of Team 8. Jaden Racimas looking to try to improve his result from Eldora. Obviously led a lot of laps there, got P2. Right now looking really good as they've got a big breakaway between them and Kyle Hanshaw. And Jonathan Oates, James Watson with a big wiggle down the back straightaway, able to hold on to it. 31 to go at the stripe.
3 wide further on back. I think Josh Osborne had a moment there, and he has fallen way to the back there. He's back outside the top 20 now. Have a bit of a breakaway at the front. Dominic Wright has caught the one of Jaden Racimas, and they have put some distance on Jonathan Oates right now.
Right now, 3 wide. Outside. Oh, that's going to be a wreck. Oh.
Big hit. Saw Cale Pocock involved. I believe that was the 13 of Chris James as well, but he went pirouetting after he hit the wall. Oh, Sam Boutwell. Sam's had a rough night. I bet he'll be excited to see both of these over with.
Just a lot of junked up race cars there. Sam was in position to get the lucky dog before the contact there. Unfortunately, will not get it, and yeah, nowhere to go.
Race control quick to call that one on the 13, and don't really think it's going to matter. That car is pretty much used up on all 4 corners. Somehow no meatball on the 13 though.
Really surprising, to be honest with you. I mean, he hit that inside wall hard, ricocheted off of it, and got a kiss from Sam Boutwell. So, pardon? Like Despacito? Oh, my bad. Okay. Well, see, I didn't know. See that now? You learn something new every day. At least there's no
because beso is a kiss.
Oh.
Besito is a little kiss.
Huh. You learn something new every day. We're now an educational stream. I like that.
Just remembering my 2 years of Spanish that I did back in high school there.
I think I took Spanish for one day, and then they realized that they put me in the wrong class, and I should have been in band. As we work our sixth caution, I was percussion. You wouldn't expect anything else, probably. Hell yeah, dude. Sax doesn't get enough love as we work lap 55, caution number 6. Jaden Seamus is your leader. Dominic Wright second. Jonathan Oates on fresh tires third. Dylan Haber fourth. Frank Fody fifth. Goes in sixth. And Abnett seventh. Morales eighth. Bryce Fody ninth. And Dalton Hayes rounds out your top 10. Pace Truck is in once again. This poor guy's driving all night long. Good restart for Jaden Racemius. Clears Dominic Wright. Haver has the look to the outside of right, but thinks better of it. Here comes Jonathan Oates making a challenge for the third position.
Oh, trouble! Again. Big wreck in the back.
Oh, man.
I see Curtis Cochran there. Jay Monin. Oh, my goodness. Andrew Witt was the one that went into the wall, and that car has got to be destroyed.
Yeah, oh no. Our camera. That was a camera for the 46, but momentarily a camera for the 67 as well. Rear end of that thing is destroyed, and then after the yellow, Jay Monin, trying to avoid the wreck, comes up and tags Curtis Cochran, so I'd have to imagine that might also be a caution or contact under yellow tally for the 06. See Andrew Hardcastle up and around. Gets turned by Andrew Witt. Andrew Witt off of that opening in the outside wall into Sam Malone.
About as hard of a hit as you can have here at Kern, I think.
Yeah, kind of that section of the wall kind of reminds me of what you would see in exiting turn 2 of Slinger. Also something that you would see at Thompson. There's that wall in turn 1 where if you hit it, you can kind of ricochet off of it and pirouette through the infield, but that will be a ride to the infield care center for Andrew Witt. So we look through your top 5. Nothing really changed there. Frank Fody, Pete Morales, Austin and Abnett, Dalton Hayes. Hey, I keep saying Hayes. And Connor Thompson Gardner, old CTG. That's your top 10.
Let's quickly go through the retirement. Sam Boutwell retired just a few minutes ago. He pulled his car off the racetrack. Kurt Gibson, David Westergreen, Michael Rakes all retired as well. Andrew Witt might be the 5th retirement of the night if that race car has too much damage on it.
We're getting ready to roll here. 20 to go at the stripe. See if any of these guys are able to break away. Make a name for themselves. Jaden Racemius takes the top side this time. So change of pace there for him. Pace truck is in. Into the restart zone he goes. Green flag in the air. Huge jump for Jaden. I think that was actually a good team play there. Trying to get Dom to the bottom of the racetrack. Less of him having to fight to get down. He's clear of the 57 of Dylan Haber. Jonathan Oates again mounts a charge for position number 3. 4 fresh tires, looking like it worked there for the first couple cars he passed, but for these front 2, front 3, really, it's been a challenge. Finally clears Dylan Haber.
On board here with Jonathan Oates up in third. He's riding behind Dominic Wright, he's got a bit of a gap up to Jaden Racimus. So I think that one car has a ton of speed. You see it right there on the bottom left of the screen, new fastest lap for the one. So definitely showing that right now. He is going to be the one to beat in these last 20 laps. But behind this group, we have some side-by-side. Pete Morales and Dalton Hayes were going at it. Him and Asa Nabnett were having some very aggressive side-by-side. Door banged a few times a couple laps ago. I'm surprised that didn't actually cause itself a wreck there. But Dalton Hayes up there in the wall just a little bit. Now Cale Pocock going to think about making the move there on the inside of him. Little group here. Back half of the top 10, Nick Silver, Connor Thompson in this group as well.
Goes and looks to the inside of Dylan Haber for the 4th position. Somebody else who's on fresh tires was involved in an accident earlier on that stack up. Able to keep his nose clean. And 15 to go for Jaden Racimus. Teammate Dominic Wright trying to hold off the 73 of Jonathan Oates. Oates all over the back bumper of the 12.
Oh,
put pressure
big
on him.
one.
Hard into the outside wall. Nick Silver. Hardcastle getting turned late. Monin getting turned really late. Golly. Brakes do work. Brakes do work on asphalt tracks.
Big hits there out of turn number 2. Nick Silver, Dalton Hayes. Those two definitely got into each other. And Dalton Hayes just tried to hang on to it, went down to the apron, decambered the car, had a lot of wheel in it, and it shot back to the right. And tally on that's going to go to Nick Silver. You see, he just tried to save it and couldn't get back in it.
A lot of unfortunate incidents here tonight. See, Jay Monin didn't get turned. He just didn't hit the brakes. Okay, yeah. 10-4. Yeah, I would hope so. That's pretty egregious. All right, well, working caution number 8. 22 total if you're keeping count, I think. Honestly, maybe more, as Jay Monin has just manually disconnected. So he will be done for the night. When we restart, we will have 10 to go. Out of 160 some laps we ran tonight, I think we went over by 1 green, white checkered at Eldora. 14 yellows. That's less than, man, what is that, like just over 10 laps of yellow? Not all green.
Don't make me do math here.
I'm not trying to make you do math. I know you're scared. I'll hold your hand when I tell you this. This has not been a great night, but
yeah, I think the number points to that being the case. Yeah.
So Jaden Racimus is your leader, back on the top side. See that team play try to work once again for these guys. Pace truck is in. 10 laps to go. Here at Kern in the Kern 80, the doubleheader looking to be taken by Jonathan Oates. He's got 2 cars to pass to do it. Does not get a good jump. Jaden Racimus does, though. Clears his teammate on the inside. Haver to the outside of Dominic Wright. Bumper to the back of Dominic Wright. Doesn't move, though. Jonathan Oates actually the biggest loser there. Here comes Haver with a huge move to the inside of Dominic Wright. Gonna make it stick. No. Not quite. Wrecking again.
Here, that's Dalton Hayes there. See Dave Huckleberry involved. He's had a stinker of a night himself in both races. I think Dalton Hayes just lost it there. Dave Huckleberry nowhere to go.
And I don't know why it's such a hard topic for people to hit the brakes when they wreck and get off the gas, but we're I don't know.
Go on board here with him and see what he saw here. That's Dalton Hayes and Just a quick little loop-de-doo, and away they go. See here, I think Dave Huckleberry, he saw the accident happening. He did hit the brakes, but that ended up sending him around as well, which didn't help hit matters for him.
Hard to predict where people are going if they're not being predictable. That's for sure. Just a lot of these guys just kind of getting acquainted with each other, especially these new guys. Everybody's got their own racing style, right? And as you race around guys, you kind of know who you can give more room to and who you can race hard with, and just kind of trying to gauge that. And I would say these guys have learned probably not that much tonight, not much green flag action. So going to be 5 to go on the restart. And I would have to say that Jaden Racines is in a really good spot here. But at what point the gloves come off, right, with the teammates, and Jaden's going to take the bottom this time. I think we are in... oh, you know what? Actually, I don't think this is a team play strat. I think this is the fresher tires are on the outside. So if Jaden gets a good restart, so does Jonathan Oates. I think that's really smart.
Jaden Racines is going for his first ARCA win. Let's make a quick mention of that. First elite win ever tonight. So
into the restart zone for driver number 1. Position number 1. Great restart for him. Bad restart for Dominic Wright. Dylan Haver to the inside. Dominic's going to have to fend off if he wants to continue the streak of P2s here tonight. Jaden Racines way clear for the lead. Fight is on for second. Jonathan Oates all over the back bumper of Dominic Wright, who's fighting off Dylan Haver on the inside. Dominic clear of Haver. Haver not clear of Jonathan Oates.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch that one, and even harder to do something with him. He looks to be the car to beat right now. Battle is for second. Wright and Haver. I think Haver might be a little bit quicker. They're going to door bang a little bit sideways as the 57 keeps it straight, though, off of turn number 4. Now he's going to have the 73 to deal with here, and that 57 hot rear tires, not what you want to have going into turn number 1. You can see he's still loose off of turn number 2 there.
Still going to fight the 73, not giving up just yet. Almost gets into his left rear. 2 laps to go this time by for race leader Jaden Racines. The fight is for 5th. Dylan Haver trying to fend off, it's for 4th actually, trying to fend off Tyler Skozin. Here comes Frank Fody looking for a top 5. We were out on board with Jonathan Oates as he works through 3 and 4. Bumper to the back of Dominic Wright. Underneath him, white flag in the air this time for Jaden Racines. Fight is for 2nd.
This looks like the last lap of Eldora, except there's a 1 car that's ahead of both of these right now, and I think Racines, he's got a big gap on both of these.
Through 3 and 4 for the final time. No challenge for Jaden Racines. He will win Elite Race number 1. ARCA Race number 1. Jaden Racines wins the Kern 80. Dominic Wright gets 2nd for the 2nd race in a row. And Jonathan Oates still finishes 3rd. They're wrecking afterwards. Jaden Racines lost the front bumper. I think he might have got too excited. I don't blame him. He's working through these cars that he's been passed by, but how about it, man? Jaden Racines, win number 1. Talked about him at the start of the season. The way that he ran those first couple races, man, just somebody that improved a lot and was here to fill the void that was left by Gavin Higgins and Caleb Pacumer kind of bumping out, right? They locked themselves out of this, and Jaden Racines will go to victory lane in the Kern 80. Elite win number 1 for the young man.
Yep, and 3 previous second place finishes up to this point. Finally gets to taste what victory feels like. Last time at Michigan, first race of the season, was the last time he finished second here. So definitely going to enjoy this one. He can burn it down for maybe a little bit longer now. He knocked the whole front end off of it, so probably will have a bit more cooling to that engine, but he's just going to go ahead and pop it off track there and go celebrate. But you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and take a short break ourselves and get ourselves situated, get these drivers situated after 160 laps of short track action. We'll be back with you in just a minute.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Looking for a heck of a deal? You'll find it at Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Right now, over $4,000 off 2025 Escapes, $2,500 off 2025 Broncos, and over $5,000 off select new 2025 F-150s. And the best part, every one of them comes with a Bolin lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Big savings, long-term peace of mind, all in one place. Tom Bolin Ford Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
The 5th annual Enjoy Illinois 300 is roaring into Worldwide Technology Raceway on Sunday, September 13th, bringing NASCAR Cup Series racing to the most challenging track on tour. Watch the world's greatest drivers battle it out in high-speed, side-by-side action. But it's more than a race, it's a full weekend experience. Whether you're a lifelong NASCAR fan or just looking for an unforgettable gateway getaway, get your tickets now at www.raceway.com.
All right, welcome back to the Kern Raceway here in California. We just completed tonight's doubleheader event, and we have a first-time winner in Jaden Racimus. He is the second Racimus to have won here in Elite. He joined his dad, Jesse, who I'll have to look at when that win happened for him, but they both now have a 1 win in Elite each. Jonathan Oates and Dominic Wright both join him on the podium. We'll talk to both of those before we get to Jaden here. And here is the position number 3 finisher, Jonathan Oates. This is Cam in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we just talked to you not that long ago. We got your thoughts on this place, and you said you were not super confident about it, but you come on with a 3rd place finish. And tell us about your night.
Disappointing. I should have stayed out. I don't know. The tires were good. It wasn't a speed issue. It's just you can't do anything with those 2-3 lap runs, and people just wanted to wreck for last. So, I don't know. I think I had the speed to win this race, but just couldn't really get up there at the end. I couldn't really do anything at the end. So, I don't know. It was a fun race. I like the track. A couple of different lanes you could run, and passing wasn't super hard once you got a little run going. So, it's fun. Had a good time. Just wish I could have come away with more.
Absolutely. Well, you do get a pretty good little points gain on everything. You come out of tonight's race with a pretty decent little lead going into some bigger tracks. So we're gonna have a little bit more room to race at Charlotte, Chicagoland, and Homestead, hopefully. But a good night nonetheless. I think oh god, math involved here again. Third and first, that equals to 2. So yeah, average finish at 2. It's a pretty good little average finish there. I think anyone would take that out of 2 short tracks here tonight. So yeah, nonetheless, before we let you go for the final time, any final sponsor shout outs for you?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Jaden for winning the race. It was his first career win apparently, so that's really exciting for him. Glad if I was gonna lose the race, I'm glad I lost it to someone with a good story. That's always cool. And another shout out to my girlfriend. That's all I got. Thanks for the broadcast, guys.
Yeah, not a problem. Congrats on third, and hope to see you again in, I think it's 2 weeks again, 3 weeks actually. So
oh wow,
nice little spread out schedule here in ARCA because reasons. But yeah, we'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Jonathan Oates, a third and a first on tonight's festivities. So nice little points off for him. He is going to be your leader by quite a few points after tonight. I don't have that exact number just yet because the results have not been uploaded for Kern, but I know he was the leader coming into Kern, and you can see that Austin Abnett, position 2 in points. He finished 7th there. Let's go ahead and get another word here with Dominic Wright. We talked to him a while ago too. Dominic, this is Cam in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Well, both a good thing and a bad thing. Another second place finish here for you, but had to pass a few more cars here for this one. Started back in 7th, and you got up there and looked pretty quick there. Looked like you were in the discussion for the win there, but just I think the one car just a little bit quicker in the end. But talk us through your race from your perspective.
Man, this one was a lot more of a toss-up than the dirt race for sure. Quick shout out to Dave Huckleberry for hosting some practice sessions throughout the week. We hopped in last night, had a few runs, and I think that overall settled me. Just being comfortable, Jane was talking about how you got screwed out for pitting for tires and not getting any track position back, and we took the gamble, and man, what a drive from Jaden, just so fast out front, didn't look back, and man, I've never been happier to finish second.
Yeah, definitely cool for him after several second place finishes prior and even this season back in Michigan. But to talk about your season real quick, started a little rough for you, had a few bad finishes there, P20 in Michigan, P32 at Dover, but you got a top 10 at Daytona, and then the second place is here and in Eldora. We head to some bigger tracks coming up, Charlotte, Chicagoland, Homestead. What are you looking for going into those races? Maybe some momentum, or do you think this is going to help a little bit?
I definitely think this will carry a bit throughout the season. My biggest thing right now is just getting more comfortable with the car and getting laps. So it's not so much about striving for the fastest lap times. It's just being smooth and steady. But I'm excited for Charlotte. Anything past that, I'll figure out in the practice. But yeah, just hoping to carry this forward.
You got a nice little 3-week gap before we get to Charlotte, so plenty of time to think about that one. But before we let you go celebrate tonight, any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, once again, the crew over at Abbott Motorsports, obviously Jaden getting his first win. Great situation. Cal Pocock, Andrew Hardcastle, Nigel Stock, Corey Abbott for keeping us employed, but Iowa Stormbore on the car, Kelso Strong as always, and a special shout out to my mom, my dad, my stepdad for watching. I kind of missed them out on the first interview, but had to drive a little bit harder to get another one.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, Dominic, and congrats on the great runs tonight. And hopefully we'll be talking to you again in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, thank you guys for always putting on a great broadcast. I always love watching them back in the morning.
Thank you guys for always putting on a great race. We always say this is the best series in ARCA or in Elite, so
for sure
we don't like to be proven wrong up here.
Absolutely.
All right, that was Dominic Wright finishing second here at Kern to add to his second place run at Eldora. And then let's go ahead and get a word with the man of the hour. It's Jaden Racimus. Jaden, this is Cam in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
All right, man. Well, we've talked to you once this season already. Back in Michigan, you finished second there, and you told us that you were still waiting for that first win. Get it tonight here at Kern, and you had to work for it. Started back in fifth, had to fend off some very quick cars behind you. Tell us about your night.
Man, I had so much confidence coming into this race, and I screwed the qualifying a little bit. I should have been further up, but I kind of was just hanging out. I got to the lead at one point, and then Oates passed me back. And then once that caution came out and everyone pit, and I didn't. I was nervous because I got screwed on the back end of that strategy last time we came to Kern where I pit and nobody else did. And I flipped it this time, and it worked out, thankfully.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at your season kind of as a whole here, because it's always cool to get the first win, but it's even cooler to kind of transform that into more. You started the season off with the second place run in Michigan, top 10 at Dover, and then some outside the top 10 runs, Rudskoga, Daytona, Eldora, which those are all three kind of wild card races here. But kind of looking towards the schedule, I think what I would consider some more normal races coming up. We have Charlotte, Chicagoland, Homestead, Bristol. What are you looking for coming up with those races? Like, you think you can add on to that win tally with that?
I don't know to per se add on to the win tally with Charlotte, Chicago, and Homestead, but I'd say I have a decent chance at Bristol. I'm sort of a short track driver when it comes to these types of things, and that's tend where I do the best the most. So hopefully Bristol will go well.
Well, if you like chaos, you definitely would get it at Bristol. We definitely had a lot of that tonight with both of the races. I think 18 cautions or something was our final tally across both of them. So that's considering the other races we've had in Elite, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'd say that's right about where we probably expected ARCA to be. But you do join your dad as an Elite Racing League winner, which is always a cool thing to say, and we want you to go celebrate that and enjoy it. But before we let you go, any sponsors or shout outs?
Shout out to the Abbott crew, Corey, Dom, Andrew, Nigel, Kale, Leighton, even though he doesn't really race the series, he still races in general. They all did a lot to help me out to get to this point. Same thing with my dad, obviously. I did win a better track at him, though, so I will take that to the grave. But yeah, definitely thanks to my dad for getting me into it. He helped me a lot to get me to this point. Also, shout out to my mom.
There you go. Well, nice little 3-week gap from now till our next race in Charlotte. So got plenty of time to enjoy that, to be the most recent winner in the ARCA series. So hopefully you can let that one marinate, let that one kind of grow into something more, and have a good run at Charlotte. Hope to be talking to you then. But yeah, congrats on the win. Always glad to talk to a first time winner, and yeah, go celebrate.
Oh, I plan on it. I hope to talk to you guys again. Hopefully, that is the goal.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that was Jaden Racimus, first time winner here in the ARCA series, first time winner in the Elite Racing League as a whole. So yeah, I just want to give one more final congratulations to him. Hopefully his dad was watching and was able to cheer him on and see that moment. If not, I'm sure he will watch it back at whatever point that comes to be. But want to give a shout out to Ty. He was not able to be here for the interviews. Is having a bit of an issue. That's having a bit of a mild medical issue to have to go deal with that. So want to wish him all the well as my co-commentator and friend. So hopefully he's getting that situation resolved. But Carlos, interesting night of racing across tonight. I think two short tracks proved to be two short track type races. Kern a little bit more clean than Eldora, so no surprise there. But still a little messy though. So would love to see this league as a whole clean things up just a little bit and find a way to get everybody kind of on the same page with that. We'll say that we do expect that a little bit more here at ARCA. So it is not necessarily a bad thing that we see mistakes made. That is where the series is where they are meant to happen. So we're glad to see drivers go out there and give it their all. And we're so glad to be a part of that, to see Jaden Racinas get his first win tonight. But I think that's all we have for you guys. From myself, from Ty McIntosh, from Carlos Acosta, from everyone else at Elite Racing Network. We hope you guys have a great night.